Welcome to Life Karma. Peace be to you.
Only if you can handle it.
And also to you.
No peace to you. No peace.
SB
to you.
here.
BA trying to cause some trouble.
Oh, he's a troublemaker, that BA. Troublemaker.
Trying. I think Miss Kim, and I tried this with my mom too, and as you know, I tried to explain that repentance brings us closer to God. So therefore I need to sin a lot.
You need to sin a lot.
To become closer to God.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
I was thinking back in my life, is there some sin that I committed, not purposefully, that brought me closer to God? I can think of a few. Have you ever made a mistake that brings you good?
Yeah, I make mistakes all the time, but you learn from mistakes and improve.
But you ever made a mistake though that like you just fell into something good because of a mistake you made?
Oh, sure. How about playing roulette? Let it roll, baby. Let it roll.
Any kind of gambling.
You just fall into, well, I got lucky on that. $20 turned into 600. I'm walking.
So are mistakes really fate?
I don't know.
Fate. First of all, do you believe in fate?
I do.
Okay. So if you make a mistake and it leads you to somewhere you're supposed to be, is it really a mistake?
Yeah, I think sometimes we make errors in judgment. And
no, a mistake.
Errors in judgment is a mistake.
You think? Yeah, I guess that's a good point. I have to define what a mistake is.
Yeah, what's the definition of terms here? What's a mistake?
But you're right. Errors in judgment, I think, would definitely be one. Like, let's say you move for a job and you get fired a month after you move.
Yeah, it's a mistake.
Right?
Or unless it's not.
Right. But then you find a real job, like a better job there in the same place. So was it really a mistake? Or was it fate?
So mistake or fate?
Yeah, absolutely.
That will be the title of our podcast.
There you go.
Mistake or fate.
Mistake.
Is that a hook? I just finished a book called Hook Point. And it's really good. You need to read it. How to have 1 million followers. It was his first book. I think it's Brendan Kane. And the second book is Hook Point. Very good book if you're interested in building social media. And
I'm still stuck on The Religion with No Name.
I read that and just that shit got put on my shelf. I'm like, let's hit the psychedelic sacrament for the cochleo, whatever, commune with God, die before you die stuff.
Everyone that's read that, minds have been blown.
Oh, it blew my mind. For about 30 days, I was like, whoa, wonder what life is all about. And like, is there a purpose? And maybe it's going to be psychedelically enhanced and I will see the Lord through some kind of psychedelic drug.
Oh my gosh. Or just a really weird figure in the corner.
Oh yeah, like an alien head.
Something crazy.
I think alien visits are like bad trips on some kind of psychedelic sacrament.
Oh, that's fascinating.
Is that a mistake or is it
or is it
fate? I don't know.
So definition of mistake: an error or fault resulting from defective judgment, deficient knowledge, or carelessness.
Error in judgment.
Yeah, you're right.
That was pretty good.
You're right.
Error in judgment. At least I had some part of the definition.
I'm sure Emily thinks all the time she made a mistake by marrying me, but it was fate.
Oh, it was fate. It was fate for Miss Kim. We have to remind our wives occasionally that it was fate that you married us, not a mistake.
That's correct.
It was fate.
So fate is the supposed force, principle, or power that predetermines events.
Ooh. Predetermines events.
Yes, a mistake.
It was. I think it was fate that I went to Georgia Tech. I really do. It changed my life.
Well, yeah, I believe that too. I think for sure that was fate for you. But was it predetermined? That's the whole fact. That's the whole thing that I keep tripping on is mistakes lead you sometimes to places that are actually where you're supposed to be.
Of course.
But then it doesn't follow logically that you would do something wrong and get the better outcome?
Well, sometimes you make mistakes that become your fate.
Right, but what if they're better? Like, what if
Well, they would half the time. Presumably, if you have a good mental attitude and you have good tenacity and you learn from mistakes, then you are going to be better.
Right, but gambling's a mistake, right? I mean, so gambling.
Well, I mean, if you value money. I mean, if you want a return on your investment, gambling would be a mistake.
Well, it's definitely not an investment. But if you make a mistake, you gamble, but you win. Is that fate?
No. Not if you gamble.
But you have a
That's luck.
So mistakes can lead. Okay, okay. You make your point. Now I gotta make my point.
Okay, no, it's just like mistake. When you make a mistake and you get lucky, don't mistake luck for fate.
I like that. Don't miss.
No,
yes.
fate is something that requires you actually becoming your best self, making progress, and doing what you need to do to move forward.
Well, let's
always.
go back to my job scenario here. You move to another state for a job. You get fired a month after, but then a month after that, you find even a better job.
Yeah, it's called luck. That's good luck.
That's luck.
That's luck.
So so that person had no, because luck almost is like fate in the sense of it's just going to happen. It's going to exist.
Yeah, my son Bo's wife Stephanie wins everything. She call-ins on the radio, wins.
Yeah.
She won these gift cards at some little party last. I mean, like, it's just freaky how lucky she is.
Right. So yeah.
So maybe is it her fate?
Right.
To be lucky?
Right. I mean, how much are we in control of? Because you see a lot of people are like, well, why is that person so rich? Like, what have they done good in their life?
A lot of times they just inherit it from the rich parents.
True.
That's called luck. Now,
and a
fate
mistake.
or a mistake. Mistake. Fate would be someone like, let's say Elon Musk, who's just driven to do weird shit to make billions of dollars, or Jeff Bezos, or all these self-made billionaires. They probably had this kind of narcissistic fate that made them drove them to be wealthy. And then they probably got lucky on the way,
Well, I've been watching this docuseries on the samurai in Japan in the 1500s. Beyond fascinating.
I love samurai.
Oh my gosh. I didn't know where
they're badasses.
Ninja came from, that specific time period, shinobi.
Yeah.
All that kind of stuff. Anyway, so they believe big time, I feel like, in fate.
Oh, yeah.
They don't believe anything good can come from mistakes.
No, they're very hard line that way.
But they believe in bloodlines. They believe in, that
honor
kind of
your
stuff.
father, bring honor to your name.
Honor suicide.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
if you make a mistake, you're
yeah, you were like, yes.
Carry, baby.
A dude cut his eye out because he had smallpox and it protruded, and his mom said he was less of a man because of it, so he freaking cut it out.
That's some freaky shit.
Like fate, mistake. This whole mistakes leading to good things has really messed me up.
So, here's the thing. None of us are perfect, and everyone will make a mistake. So you could argue that it's our fate to make mistakes.
Right,
But what you do with those mistakes, right, is up to you. You can learn from them. You can get better from them, and you can avoid them in the future.
I just look at all the mistakes that I've made that actually led to good things. And I don't know if it was because of determination or whatever. I just feel like, it's, I don't know, not the traditional way to go.
Yeah, I made plenty of mistakes in my youth because I was raised in just crazy circumstance.
Right, but those, I'm talking about after you're an adult. Like, almost, I want to say not purposeful mistakes, but you weigh pros and cons and make a decision.
So once you have awareness and you really make mistakes, like you have a sense of accountability for your own actions, a sense of conscience, and you go against your conscience or you go against your thinking, or which you knew better. You went against your gut and you're like, I knew I shouldn't have done that, and you did it, and you're like, damn it, Jim.
Right. But what about those times you weigh the pros and cons and you choose what you believe is best?
And it was a mistake.
Huge mistake.
Yeah. We all do that.
Yeah, it's just crazy to me. I don't know. I just think I keep thinking through these mistakes, and fate, not fate.
So it's interesting because by profession you are an attorney.
Yeah.
You know, Brian Arnold III, Esquire, super whammy attorney.
The John is
And I'm sure you hear all this. Well, I married this person and it was a mistake.
yeah.
And I want a divorce because they're crazy town.
Oh my gosh. That's what every marriage is a mistake, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Out there.
Well, I mean, I'm thinking from your perspective, I'm like, that's probably got you on this train.
But children are a result of mistakes.
Yeah. If you mistake and you don't use birth control.
I'm just like,
and you're not prepared to raise children.
So I get why there's,
but that can be beautiful. I mean,
right. That's why I get why there's the word fate, because so many things come from mistakes that are really good.
Yeah, a lot of things
that were predetermined.
Okay, so give me a mistake that was good you made in your life that turned out to be really good for you.
I did not go to the law school I wanted to.
You wanted to go to Harvard.
Well, I want to go to Loyola for law school.
Loyola.
In New Orleans.
Oh, okay.
And I married Emily. She didn't want to go to New Orleans.
Man, did she miss out. New Orleans is just bitching.
But here's what happened that first year. A month after we moved to Washington, Katrina hit.
Oh, my gosh. That was fate not to go to Loyola.
So it was predetermined. My mistake by not going where I wanted to go.
Was that a mistake?
Oh, yeah, that's going where? Go.
Did she want to go to Washington?
Yes.
Gonzaga is not bad, though. I mean,
no, it's not bad.
Great school.
It's great school. I was just saying, like, Katrina hit, and we're both in our apartment watching Katrina hit New Orleans.
Oh,
and
yeah.
We're like,
you'd have been up a creek.
And some of those students ended up transferring to Gonzaga.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we would have been in the first couple of months of law school underwater.
So that was a mistake that turned out to be fate.
Yeah.
Because it was probably
benefited me.
Yeah, because Scooter's going to
Gonzaga.
And he's your brother and
he's getting married Friday. That's a whole nother conversation.
Hey dude, I got the Scooter and the bride to be their wedding gift.
Their picture. Oh, their pic. Oh.
I got their wedding gift. Kim's gonna be in Idaho, so I'm gonna be solo. But I'm gonna look fly. I'm gonna wear a nice blazer, look fly.
Try and find
get some sunglasses. I'm gonna seek you out. Because you're paying the bill. I'm like, how does it feel to pay for all this shit? At least I'll make you laugh.
Scooter, when you hear this in 10 years from now.
Yeah, because you aren't listening to this podcast.
You're not, because you don't like knowledge.
You got one thing on your mind, and that's getting married.
That's what happens after he gets married that he has on his mind.
Oh, yeah. It's like, okay, how do I provide for my family to be?
Oh, my gosh.
She's a delightful girl. I think you guys are going to be happy. We wish you the best.
Good luck.
Good luck, because hopefully it won't be a mistake. It'll be fate.
I can't wait for him to get in trouble for all the things he doesn't know.
He's in his second year of law school, correct?
Correct.
So he has a year and a half left, and he's going to get married halfway through law school. That's fascinating.
Yeah, Emily went through all of it.
She did. From
Poor thing.
And she had babies, too, and everything.
No, we didn't have Drake until three weeks before he graduated.
Okay, so that's good.
Yeah, thank heavens.
Well, I mean, I think Bo was born 6 months after I was in graduate school. I went for a year and a half. I didn't know who he was for a year and a half.
How old were you when he was born? How old was Kim?
I was, when Bo was born, I was 29. Kim was 25.
Too old or too young? How do you feel like that? How do you feel about 29?
I feel fine about it.
Yeah, I was 28.
Yeah, I feel fine about how old I was when I got married. I think if we'd had kids before then, I don't think I would have been a better father. I think I would have been a terrible father.
So was that fate or a mistake?
I think it was fate that I waited longer, that I married later, and that I waited longer to have kids. I think that was fate for me because I matured enough, not that I'm mature, but I matured enough to be livable, to live with.
Is there comfort in believing in fate? I feel like there's comfort in that.
If your fate is good,
Right.
You have a belief that really disturbs me.
Though.
You have a fate. You talk about this shit all the time where you think you're going to die early.
I am going to die early, but
that's not your fate.
Fate, though.
That's not a good thought. That's not comforting, especially to your friends.
I was just thinking, like, fate can be a great cop out. Like, if things are bad. Like, how many times do you hear people like, "That's just the way it is"? You know, we've talked about this before.
Oh yeah.
Like, that's the way it is, so there's nothing to do about it. It's fate.
Is what it is. I don't know if is what it is fate. I would say is what it is. It's just circumstance.
I feel like when people say it is what it is, that sounds like fate to me. Tell me a time you can think of that would not mean fate.
Is what it is?
Yeah.
I had chicken casserole for dinner. Is what it is.
Fate.
Not fate.
So can fate only...
Is what it is, just describing something the way it is with no emotion.
So fate can't apply to little things like having dinner? You can only apply to big things?
Fate by its nature implies something eternal or lifelong.
Predetermined.
Or predetermined.
I don't think it has to be lifelong. We're in the Matrix, so it doesn't matter.
We're being harvested for energy by alien beings. And this is code. This is code. Just code going up and down.
Which gets me to another point here. I've been thinking about this too. The problem or the idea of relevance. And it goes along with mistake and fate and relevance.
Yeah. Okay, you're getting pretty heady today. It's pretty interesting.
I know.
Relevance.
It's because Emily, wanted to pick a fight before I left the house. And so then I have to think too much. And then it's like, But if she's listening, yes, I picked the fight. You're right. So...
I hate when that happens.
I hate it when she listens to the podcast and she doesn't listen to the ones I want her to listen to. She listens to the ones I never would want her to listen to.
Oh, the ones where you talk about her?
Yeah. And she's like, well, what did you say that for?
Yeah. Kim has the benefit of listening to them when I'm editing them. So she hears them.
What'd she say? Anything?
She just walks by.
Oh, wow. That's scary.
It is. Because I'm like, sometimes,
Yeah, we go off.
We go off a little bit.
Let's talk about relevance, though.
Relevance.
The problem of relevance.
Let's define what relevance is.
Okay.
So let me guess what relevance is.
Yeah, you're pretty good at this.
So I would say to be relevant is to have meaning around a situation, to be important to something or someone or something or some situation.
The quality or state of being relevant or pertinent or applicable.
Oh, yeah, to be pertinent, to be relevant.
Yeah, but this is what I've been thinking about is like the news cycles, the way this... I was watching a kid, I went to a soccer tournament this weekend, and I was watching a kid on his phone watching TikTok, right? And they're like, I think 20 seconds or something. I don't know how long. Very short. Mm-hmm. They don't like to watch movies. They take too long. They want YouTube videos that are short. They want TikTok. And so it's a fight to be relevant constantly for 20-second increments.
Yeah. Yeah. So this book I read, Hook Point, basically says you have 3 seconds.
That's
3 seconds to matter. So in 30 years ago, the average person was exposed to maybe 100 advertisements a day. Today, it's something like 10,000. Yeah. And the voices are so loud and so out there, you have to stand out in the crowd. And this is why, and the book's all about how you stand out in the crowd and how you but you have 3 seconds to make your point. 3 seconds to pull somebody in with a relevant message. And then once you pull them in, you have to back it up. Right?
Right. But isn't that altering our brain? I mean, that's got to be alternating. It's got to be messing with our head and changing the way we think, because I can't think of anything in my life that has been worth learning that hooked me in 3 seconds.
Well, I mean, it has to be followed up with something substantial and significant.
Right, but like there's nothing I can think of.
Well, what do you mean?
That like got my attention for 3 seconds. That
and you
led
kept
to
on
something
going.
Bigger.
Okay.
I mean, even a movie trailer is longer than 3 seconds.
I know, but you have the first 3 seconds to watch the movie trailer to get you to hook to go see the movie.
So, wow, that's interesting. I just don't see how our brain, I guess our brain is going quickly in comprehending the 3
Yeah.
seconds.
So here's the science behind it. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. So we all have a crocodile brain, and then we have an upper brain, a higher function brain, a lower function brain, right? And what happens is, as we go along our lives, we use the lower function brain to do habit and routine, because it takes a whole lot of energy to use our upper brain.
Okay.
Right? A lot of oxygen, a lot of energy, a lot of thought, it's just hard. So we get
Concentration.
into these routines and practices and habits to conserve energy.
Oh, we go autopilot.
We go autopilot, right?
Yeah.
And what happens is, to get the attention of somebody, you have to get them out of their crocodile brain, right?
Yeah.
So the way you do that is with fascination and intrigue,
Or
inquiry.
catchwords.
Yeah, catchwords or anything. You're like, oh, what? And you get them to think, like, come out of their crocodile brain and into their upper brain to, like, oh shit, tell me more, right?
You don't want them too much in there sometimes.
No, I mean, people guard that with their lives. They don't want you to get in their head.
Right.
So that's why it's even harder. So you have to know your target audience. You have to know your people. You have to know how they think. That you have to know their preferences, and then you got to intrigue them with something fascinating so they'll pay attention to you.
See, but that's the one interesting thing I keep thinking about is I was just going to the stimulus plan here, and I know this might piss both of us off at the same time. But our 1.9 trillion stimulus plan, everything you keep seeing on Twitter that does hook people in and gets them in and it makes them emotional.
Right, is the $1,400 you're going to get.
Yeah, not only that, but this is for the people that are struggling from COVID. Right,
Right.
That's the one.
Yeah, but Nancy Pelosi, isn't she putting a bunch of her little pet projects in there or whatever?
But this is my argument against it, is they'll say the Republicans don't care about helping people through COVID because they're not voting for this. And it's like they use these, but that doesn't get people to the higher brain to make them go actually look at the stimulus plan like I have. And only 9% of the stimulus plan is actually going towards COVID.
You got to be kidding me.
Now, 9%.
Yeah.
Of 1.9 trillion, which means roughly 200 billion.
Wow. Where's
No,
the
what's that? 200 billion.
200 billion. So where's the other money going? Where's it going?
Oh yeah, I've had some fun looking at this actually. Let's try. I think it was 400 or 500 million is going to a company in Pennsylvania that helps pay for low-income people's electric bills,
Okay.
and it can be used for administrative fees. Also, do you know what that means?
That means some people are getting rich from the
CEOs
cronies.
of
Yeah,
that,
cronies.
Yeah, exactly.
Cronies are going to get rich.
And it's only going to Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
That's fascinating.
Yeah, that's weird.
That's not weird, right? I made some notes on this.
Is
actually.
that fate or a mistake?
It's a mistake that led to a lot of good for whoever's getting paid.
Yeah, whoever's getting paid saying, it's fate that they pay me money to do nothing.
Gosh, and then we're building that stupid freaking bridge in, I think, Michigan, too, with this money. This is just insane to me, the kind of crap that they put in these things. I was tweeting like crazy about it the other day. Let's see. What other stupid... as I was reading through these things, I was like, okay, so here we go. Section 9644 is putting, I think... It's putting it like 500 million into paid leave for if you have any illness or complications from getting the vaccine.
Oh, okay. That's awkward.
What I think that really equates to is if the government gets sued over the vaccine.
Oh, okay.
That's what I think it equates to.
Oh, fascinating.
Section 7004 is, quote, to prevent, prepare for, and respond to coronavirus by conducting the operations, maintenance, capital infrastructure activities of the Seaway International Bridge in the Great Lakes area.
Okay, let's build a bridge that's going to help COVID.
That's literally, I quoted it. They say all this COVID stuff and then say, by building a bridge.
Why don't they build a bridge to help the homeless, or why don't they build a bridge to help foster kids?
Oh, that would be
Right?
cool.
You know, hey, take 500 million and put it in the foster care.
Now let's build a bridge to Canada to help coronavirus.
Oh, you know, I read a statistic about Canada's the last of all the developing nations to get the vaccine to their people. Like,
Why?
I don't know.
What is
Like,
wrong with
it's
that?
It's really like per 100,000. It's per 100. It's like 4 people per 100. U.S. is 20 people per 100. They're 4, dead last.
Wow.
Yeah.
Idiots.
Trudeau and those guys, they don't know what the hell they're doing.
Yeah, the socialism's working out really well.
Yeah, it's really working. Everybody's getting the vaccine there.
Yeah.
My mother-in-law lives in Canada. She's 82 years old, and she hasn't got the vaccine and won't get it for another 2 months.
That's crazy talk.
No, it's no shit.
That's crazy. Like,
Yeah, it's just
what's the
insane.
government's working for you?
Yeah, no, they're not. Oh, no, they're not.
No.
Your rights are not given to you by God or creator or God or nature's God, like Thomas Jefferson said, right? It's given to you by the government, which is wrong. That's a mistake.
Yeah.
Hello.
Jeez. Yeah, no joke. All right. Section 5111.
Dude, if you keep going here, I just think I'm just going to get more and more pissed off.
This federal employee leave fund, extra $570 million going into paid leave for federal employees.
For what? Because they're sick with
No,
COVID?
didn't say it, no.
Oh, because federal employees work really hard.
Super hard.
And they need a break.
Another $570 million.
Not to dish on federal employees, you guys, but the government has a lot of waste in it.
Yeah, look at section 3302. That's the one I told you about. It's low-income home energy assistance program in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I don't know if that might be something that helps the poor.
But does it? I mean,
it doesn't have anything to do with COVID.
$500 million in electric bills in low-income people in Pennsylvania. Give me a freaking break.
Someone's going to be getting bank on that.
Is you can use it for administrative fees. As soon as I see those words, I'm like,
that means people are going to make money.
It's not going to people that actually need it.
No, that's Biden's cronies. Kamala's cronies.
You're going to love this. This one really pissed me off.
Gosh.
Section 3301. Funding for pollution and disparative impacts of COVID-19.
Funding for pollution?
Caused by COVID-19. $150 million.
If anything, pollution's being reduced. Okay, let me tell you something. That $1.86 trillion whatever, it's a mistake, and it ain't fate, it's bullshit. Because when Donald Trump takes over and becomes president on March 4th...
Oh, no, stop. Oh, my God.
I'm sorry, that was complete conspiracy crazy shit. There's a whole movement of people that actually believe that.
I know, March 4th is a big day for a lot of
it's
people.
2 days, 3 days from now. Oh, my gosh, get ready.
Oh, my gosh. But $150 million towards pollution caused by COVID-19.
Yeah, that's just a crock of shit. This is a perfect example of pork barrel politics, and it doesn't represent the people, and it doesn't help the people. It's a crock of shit, right? So because we can't talk to one another, because we can't find common ground, because we can't represent our constituents, we do shit like that, you guys.
Yeah,
that's what our government does.
Yeah, because we're all fighting.
Yeah.
So guess what's relevant? The fighting. And what's irrelevant to us because of our brains and the way they function, I believe, is because government's got us so focused on this, and behind closed doors, they're helping the pollution that was caused by COVID-19.
Yeah. How about this? How about we put our senators and our congressmen and all the people who work in government on pay-for-performance plans like the real world?
Never going to happen.
If you don't produce results, you don't get money.
I've thought about that. You know,
that's ridiculous.
But what kind of results would really help?
Balanced budget.
Oh, that ain't never going to happen.
Balanced budget would be a result, right?
Oh, no, I 100% agree.
Right. I mean, like, there's all sorts of metrics you could create.
Well, here's a great thing is like, so as soon as Cruz goes to Mexico, let's bring that up, right?
Well, right.
Oh, let's throw up a huge commission to investigate January 6th and the insurrection. And then now the Republicans are like, let's have a huge look into Cuomo and the sexual harassment things. Like, and behind closed doors, they're sending $500 million to Pennsylvania for low-income electric
It's called distractions.
And that's what I said, relevancy.
Yeah. It's irrelevant and it's distracting. They're distracting people with a narrative that means nothing. Or they want you to be distracted to that while they give their cronies or whatever money, millions of dollars, billions of dollars to help people do ridiculous, stupid shit. Like, you know what? If you want to help poor people with power in Pennsylvania, why don't you invest in solar? You know, solar and batteries and solar.
Or how about this?
Every person for $500 million is a billion?
$500 million.
$500 million. You know how much you could do to get people off the grid and be self-reliant?
Well, how about this? Just like say it can't be used for administrative fees. It can only be used to pay low-income people's electric bills. How about that?
Right.
I'm all for that.
I am too.
I'm not for helping people that don't need help.
Yeah. But, me neither.
Like
help people. And I don't even, I don't even need, I'm not even for help people help themselves who need help. That's what I'm about.
Right.
Because when you help people who need help without helping them help themselves, you create entitlement. And that's bullshit. It doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
It just creates a intergenerational poverty.
But most of our politics is entitlement.
No shit. Like, I mean, I grew up in a culture, I know I'm white, y'all, but I grew up in a culture where poverty was the mindset, man. Intergenerational poverty. We were white trash. And fortunately for me, I broke the cycle and got out. And not that I'm super wealthy, but I make a good living. I provide for my family. I'm financially, fiscally solvent. I can provide for myself and my family. And no one that I grew up with could.
No.
Right? No one could.
No.
So because a handful of people, by the way, mixed races, mixed colors, mixed religion, they reached out, they reached up, they helped me, just one person, right? They helped me be self-reliant. They believed in me when many others didn't. And it changed my trajectory.
Right. And we can do that for more people. I mean, if we can spend 90% of the stimulus plan on other things not related to COVID, we can do a lot of good in this country that we're refusing to do.
Think what you could do if you just poured that money into healthcare. Like, everything aside, let's just say COVID is a healthcare issue, a public health problem. So how about this? 100% of the stimulus bill for COVID is to go into the healthcare environment and improve healthcare, improve the standard of living, improve medical care and services for all Americans. How about that?
That would make sense.
Oh, yeah, but that's the problem.
That's the problem.
It would make sense. It's too relevant to the problem.
It's too relevant. You're gonna make me think something else is relevant that is not relevant whatsoever.
Yeah. Now I can understand when people are out of work, they need help to cover their bills. Maybe that's a part of it. But this kind of building bridge stuff, saving energy, like, it's just all bullshit.
Well, it's complete crap. You know what I feel like we almost need to do?
What
Just
do we
play
need?
meditation music in the background.
We should play meditation. Yeah, you want to do that? We need to bring it down a bit, because we're a little intense there. You did stir it up. You stirred the pot there.
Well, it's just like, you know how it goes. It's like I start reading these things at 1 a.m., 2 a.m., or whatever it is.
Man, does your brain ever turn off?
No, and I just start getting very ticked off about the whole thing. Let's see, is this coming on?
Yeah, there it is. Okay. Now we are in a different phase of the podcast. We are learning how to be peaceful and mindful and in the moment and present. I accept and observe, and I receive, and I am protected, and I am blessed.
And I still want to kill our politicians.
That's some weird shit. I don't know.
Can we go 500 million towards meditation classes?
Mistake or fate?
Relevancy.
Relevancy.
Oh, this does feel good though, this music right now.
Oh yeah, this just completely lowered my blood pressure immediately.
Yeah,
It was not a mistake to play that music.
No, I was like, maybe if I just like totally jacked and had the meditation music on, what would that do? I'm just wondering if like our listeners just felt all of a sudden more calm.
Yes, they're more peaceful.
Now are you not mad at your politicians? Because I still am.
This is a distraction.
We're trying to teach you that none of that is relevant. What's relevant is this music.
Yes, living in the moment.
God, you got a meditation voice a lot better than mine.
Do not worry about the future. Do not regret the past. Live in the moment through your senses. See more, touch more, hear more, taste more, savor what you can now. Damn. That's some serious shit, man.
Good stuff right there.
I wrote a book about this called Unwind, 7 Principles for a Stress-Free Life. It's a good book, on Amazon, bestseller. Thank you very much.
Wow.
The audiobook, I read it so you can hear my voice even more.
I was at like 45 seconds. I feel like calm all of a sudden.
You did. I have this calming effect on you when we're not pissing each other off.
Except I think I saw like an alien over in the corner.
You did. It was right over there by Bo. There's a little alien there really small, thimble-sized alien that can holds a whole universe because we're living in the Matrix.
I was listening to Elon Musk again. Well, just recently with Joe Rogan, and he said that he's like, "Yeah, I haven't seen aliens or anything. Like, I'm not worried about it. I don't know. It just doesn't seem like a thing." And I'm like, "What? Screw you."
Elon Musk has seen the aliens. That's why he's so smart and creative, I guess. They gave him the technology to build these Tesla cars. Maybe, I don't know.
He was talking about how making his rockets, and he went in and saw the design. He's like, "No, it needs to be more pointy." And they're like, "Well, that design's not the." He's like, "I know, but in the movies they're more pointy, so I want mine more pointy."
My rockets need to be more pointy here, and I'm paying you billions to do it, so you better do it.
Nothing that reminds me of Hitler, how they wear those very pointy things that didn't look quite like what they were meant to look like on the top of their helmets.
Yeah. Why don't you explain to people that it may be fate that this new kind of art that's digital art, or is it a mistake? That tripped me out a little bit.
Did you look it up some more today?
I just was like, what the hell? How do you protect the
blockchain?
Why can't you just take a screenshot of that digital art and say, well, I can appreciate this little picture of a cat and brings me happiness.
It's like having, this is the only way I can compare it, I guess. It's like having like a print of the art.
Yeah, it's like a lithograph, all right?
Right, but this to them, because they live in a digital world, is the original. And I think, as we've talked about several times, is what you believe, like your reality is your perception.
Okay.
Right? And what is real? I mean, I could go through this. Like, I feel like I'm playing mind games with myself sometimes, and it starts tripping me the frick out.
Yeah. So how do you get clarity? How do you make relevant? How do you be relevant through it all? Like, how do you figure it all out?
I don't know. I have no freaking idea. Let me ask you this question now. You ever felt like, maybe I'm the only person here, but have you ever legit thought about your body and been like, this is not who the frick I am? Like
my body.
Like look at yourself in the mirror and you're like, I am not this person.
I am not my body. I know that.
Well, no, I know, but for real, like I just like sometimes I look at myself and I'm like, who the frick is that?
Like
that is not me.
You want an honest answer to that?
Yeah.
No, I don't do that.
Okay, so I need to go to a mental hospital.
No, I'm like, that is me. Yeah, it's me. That blibbit, is me. I get on the scale. I'm like, that little fatness you have there is me.
Oh my gosh.
But you can get rid of it. You can get better.
I'm just like, sometimes I'm like, who the frick am I?
So do you leave your body? No,
I want to so bad.
No. I'm serious. No, I mean, like people leave their body all the damn time.
I want to.
I learned about this in counseling like years ago.
It's a safety.
I was in a counseling session and my counselor said, Sam. I'm like, what? She goes, come back to us. You're gone. And I'm like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
They go, you're out of your body. I'm like, what? She goes, no, you're emotionally out of your body and you're here in this room physically, but your spirit and soul is out of the body. Get your ass back in your body. And I'm like, what does that even mean? Well, then I learned all about it. And sometimes we leave our bodies, especially when we're dealing with trauma. You leave your body to deal with the pain. So I think what's happening is you might be, even though I'm not a psychiatrist or psychologist, or you could be leaving your body, Brian. That's why you believe in aliens. Matter of fact, you know what?
I am an alien.
I think it's your fate. When you see an alien for the first time, you won't be in your body. You will see them in your mind outside your body. Because if you saw them in your body, you'd piss yourself.
Yeah. Well, I think Pelosi's an alien.
So. Oh, she's definitely an alien.
Oh, she's for sure an alien.
Oh, yeah. She's an alien.
You know who else is? McConnell.
Mitch McConnell's an alien.
Yeah, I just like watch that dude talk, and I'm like, how's that voice coming out of that body? Like, what the frick is wrong with you? Like, you got to be an alien.
Alien. Wow. Some form of alien. Speaking of aliens, we had a Land Rover on Mars.
Oh my gosh, that was awesome.
Those images are very cool.
Yeah, there's definitely
high def images from Mars, man. Check that out.
Oh, I can't even.
Is it fate or is it a mistake to go to Mars?
Elon Musk would say it was fate. We need to be an interdimensional traveling.
Yes. People. Exponential, interdimensional, super whammy.
What makes me wonder is why now Mars Did they find something on Mars? No, I'm not saying an alien, but what about like a natural resource? Have they found something there that would be very valuable here?
I'm sure they're gathering data.
I think there is because I don't know. I've been studying that stuff. Even meteors, some of the stuff they have on meteor, like you know, I was reading that there's like different planets where it like rains diamonds because of no joke.
Okay.
Like diamonds should not exist on Earth
Okay.
because if there's any oxygen, they can't be created.
Right. It's coal under pressure over time. Right?
They should not exist.
They shouldn't
Just
exist.
think about that.
Is that
them and the dinosaurs?
so? Are diamonds and the dinosaurs a mistake, or were they fate planted by aliens?
That you got me on that one.
Jeez, unbelievable.
Life gets hard, guys.
So I think it's about time that we wrap this fate or mistake conversation up for the week. And I don't know if we talked about a damn thing that's useful to anybody, but it sure was fascinating to me.
Coke Zero is not a mistake.
No, that's fate.
So is Mountain Dew Zero.
Mountain Dew Zero is fate.
And getting a massage at the massage bar.
That's fate.
That's fate. Have you gone yet?
No. One that we were scheduling.
You're
with Kim.
welcome.
We're trying to schedule.
Yeah, have a good time.
I will. As soon as we can schedule it. As soon as we schedule it.
Should we give them some more peaceful
Yeah,
music?
more peaceful music. As we leave you this week, may you have peace and harmony and be filled with mindfulness, happiness, and peace. Life Karma out.